I didn't think I'd ever get to do another video. Sorry. I hope everybody is doing good. It's this evening, September 23rd, is the starting of the Rosh Hashanah. Okay, the Jewish New Year. If you go by the Jewish Gentile king calendar, that's the difference between the New Year starting in September and the New Year starting which is in fall, obviously, and the one we talked about before in Nisan, which was April 1st. That is the calendar going by the Jewish king calendar, okay, which I believe is the true calendar. But again, I think that God's merged the calendars. To be honest with you, Jesus has told us in our teaching that the calendars are off. The calendars through time, the calendars are off. So everybody's really wrong, okay? And there's only one true timekeeper, and that was Enoch. He was the father of time. Enoch was, and he was the keeper of time. He walked with God, and then he's been God's witness in heaven. So Enoch is the one that knows the true time, and that's why I said he had told us that Enoch's calendar. But again, he knows what the Jews go by. What they go by now. But he said, if we want to know the true dates, the true time, you have to go back to and the moons. You have to go back and study all the way back the moon cycles. That's the only way that you could know the true time, which would take forever. So he said, it's not likely anybody's going to do that. So you go by Israel is your gauge. That's what he said over and over. You watch Israel because Israel's your gauge. And Israel will tell you as the time gets closer. Well, boy, look what's going on. And isn't it funny? So many people, they, down deep, they know something. They're like, doesn't the Bible say something about this? Isn't this those, I've heard something about this. But they don't want to know. They're too scared to know, so they won't go farther. They won't ask those questions. I mean, they want to know. They want some type of response. They want to know a little bit, just a little bit. Don't get to the scary stuff. Don't talk about the time Jesus coming. Although down deep inside, I have no doubt they know it, but they're not going to admit it because fear overtakes them. So they're not going to face it. But then there's some, oh my gosh, they just don't know anything. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Again, television, isn't that just horrible? Isn't it just horrible? I have to tell you, I love Dancing with the Stars. I do. I love The Voice, Dancing with the Stars. The Voice, I cry. I cry on these blind auditions when they tell their story. I'm bawling my eyes out the whole time on every one of them. Nobody can stand to be in the room with me because I just cry it. Because I'm so happy for them, Or I get so sad for them, but I'm so happy for where they are now. So I am. I've been crying. Oh, anyway. But so many people, they just don't have a clue. In these reality shows, oh my gosh, they're just... I love it. And they'll be like, no, I mean, Jesus, and they act like they're true Christians, right? But then they turn around and they cuss the other one out, and the other one, and the other one. Really? But look what's on television. Survivor Naked or something, or that one where they're on the island and they go naked, and another one is they're all just bad. They're just bad. Then the shows. Those shows. See what time we're in, boy. It's all about witchcraft, the devil, demonic stuff. So funny is, everybody's engrossed in watching it. Everybody's engrossed in watching it. But I'm like, do they not know? Why anyone would watch the Kardashians is just beyond me. But my daughter, of course, she likes it. Of course she does. But she goes, oh, Mom, I just get a kick out of it. I don't really, I go, how can you even waste a minute watching it? She is totally useless. The mother, I want to smack consistently back and forth in the face, because shame on her for just promoting her daughters in the most horrible way, for fame, for her, because she wants the fame. I'm not here to judge her. I'm not judging. I'm talking from a mother to a mother. That's where I'm coming from, a mother point of view. That we try to teach our daughters, to be a certain way, but not to. And her youngest daughters are very young, and to have all that plastic surgery they're having, and just, I don't even understand it. I don't understand it, but boy, I don't even know why. She had a talk show last year, was canceled right away. I was like, I can't believe anybody would watch it. Who in the world would take advice from Kris Kardashian? Are you kidding me? No, shame. What are these people going to do? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? They don't care. They don't care what time we're in. But everybody's talking. I was on Facebook the other day because I post pictures of the baby for my daughter, and he was just yummy, might I add. But I had noticed my daughter, bit by bit, she's getting more, her eyes are opening more to what's going on. She had made a comment to somebody, my mom tells me things. I don't want to hear them, but she'll tell me things. She'll tell me things that's going to happen. She goes, and then they happen. She goes, I hear the news and I'll have to stop. She goes, I'd never tell her that, but I don't know how she knows it, but she knows it. She knows how I know it. She knows how I know it. A lot of that stuff that's happening, I already told her that was going to happen. Totally blew her mind on that. Arlo's barking again. But this, I'm sorry, Arlo was going crazy upstairs. Oh, somebody's cutting the grass. Okay. He bit me again, bad. Bit me on the lip, bit me. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, she's getting it. She's getting it. It just can't come from me. I just can't sit. When I think I got an opening to get in there, she'll be like, Mom, but I can't talk about that. She might tell other people. But on her Facebook, somebody had sent her pictures of the terrorists, those top 5 wanted terrorists that were exchanged in the prisoner exchange for that Bergdahl, that Sergeant Bergdahl, who was the prisoner of the Taliban for 5 years. Well, I think he was a traitor. He had done that before. He had a history of this, but his unit and all his guys said he left. He abandoned them, and he left on his own, and he walked to the Taliban camp. He's been there 5 years. So now they're going to trade them. Okay, they're going to trade him. They're going to trade the 5 guys, top guys who we have. Now we're trading, so we trade them off, right? Well, they're ISIS. They're like one of the top 5 guys in ISIS, right? Yes, they are. Okay, now these same guys, okay, remember I told you about Benghazi, that it was a kidnapping gone bad? There's other things involved in it, but basically it was a, now the whole picture has come out. Now it totally makes sense. And why Obama wasn't worried about him, called him the JV squad, why he wasn't worried about him at the beginning. See, ISIS, we were training, right? They are they were CIA assets, okay? The United States was training them. There's the gun running, okay? A lot of the guns that were going through Libya, through the U.S. Embassy in Libya, through Ambassador Stevens, was going to ISIS, okay? So, now, when the Benghazi thing happened, remember the general and the special forces that were over there, and they called and said, we'll have a team there in an hour, hold on, we're on our way. They were told to stand down 3 times. 3 times they were told, no, 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 stand down. Well, after he kept hearing on the radio what was going on, he disobeyed orders, and him and his special forces troops went into Libya. Okay, now what happened was the CIA assets, who were the terrorists who did this, okay, they were there to do a kidnapping. It was supposed to be a simple kidnapping of our Ambassador Stevens, so we could exchange him for those 5 terrorists that we just exchanged for Bergdahl. Does that make sense now? See how all that's in? See now, connect the dots, connect the dots, connect the dots. Bergdahl. Okay. So what happened was, it was supposed to go as planned. Does Stevens know about it? I don't know. I don't think he did. I mean, I don't know if he did or not, but I don't know. But that's why the White House hasn't going to come out and speak publicly on it. That's why nobody was really worried at the beginning of this, okay? They didn't know all that was. I don't think they knew they were going to be murdered and killed and all that stuff. But what happened was, is the terrorists, okay, they had a script to go by, okay? Let's say they had a script, right? And this was going to happen, this was going to happen. They were going to kidnap Stevens, okay, Ambassador Stevens, hold him in exchange for the 5 main top terrorists that we had. But when these special forces guys came in, the general, when they all brought the special forces guys in there that our government told to stand down 3 times, when they arrived, you know, ready to shoot and fight for our guys, because of course they weren't in on it. No, they didn't know nothing about it. They were the good guys, right? Well, the terrorists, the CIA assets, well, they went berserk because they thought they were double-crossed by our United States, by our government. They thought that they'd been tricked, okay, when they saw those special forces coming in. So what did that do? Now you understand the heinous crime that they did, why they abused those bodies so bad. What they did to them was so horrific. The death was just, that's why. Okay, because there was anger. They were mad because they felt they'd been used, you know, and they've been made fools of, right? So now you see it, put it together. So that's why they went nuts. Well, you know, that general was fired too, you know, because he said, I was going to stand there and let them in. I could have, you know, when I could have had a team there. So that didn't work with the obviously we all know how that went, right? Okay. Now, see, now that's when all the gun running stuff came out, is after that happened. That's when all the gun running stuff came out and all that, but nobody knew to where to really what it was. You know, it was going to the Syrian rebels and whatever. It was going to, they were going to ISIS. That's where they're going. So, government, they're going to shut their mouth. They're going to say nothing. Which way are they going to go on this? Which way are they going to go? They're going to tell American people this. So now, here comes the chance Now you have this Bergdahl, right? Who is a total traitor, total traitor. Now, whatever the reasons and plots were that he came back, okay, but um, that's why. Okay, we'll give you $1 million. We'll give the Taliban $1 million, plus we're going to give you these top five terrorists in the world that we have. And see, that's why Congress was so mad at him, because he did not go through the channels for that $1 million to swap that. But for Bergdahl, that they swapped those 5 guys. See how they did? They're going to get it somehow, and now they are heads of ISIS, part of the heads. Okay, see how that all goes. So now, see, at the beginning, Obama wasn't worried about ISIS. He really wasn't. Wasn't worried about him. They're off the charts now. They're off the charts. I have another thing to this too. Remember when I said that the Lord said that this country is going to be attacked, right? And our land is going to be divided because we are pushing for the division of God's land in Israel, right? So it's just the way it's going to be, okay? So we pray that it's not as bad, that God will have mercy upon the United States. That's what we need to pray for, that he extends his scepter out, his hand out of mercy. But the land's going to be divided. Remember I said, though, that when we're looking to the east, but I didn't know what it was. I mean, it could have been a catastrophic event, could have been war, could have been, somebody coming in this way. And I said it could have been something in the Middle East, right? Taking our attention away. Well, isn't all this taking our attention away? And so now everybody's looking to the east, right? That's where everybody's looking. So Russia, okay, China had one of their battleships in the port of Iran, which is a first. And they're doing exercises together, right? Yeah. Then Russia had how many jet bombers off of the coast of Alaska in the past few days that our guys had to run off. This has been going on too. This is not the first time. This has been going on and on and on. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I'm saying, could this be? Keep your eyes open, because we know all of our attention is on the east. So we don't know what that is, though. This is a great attention getter. So everybody's looking to the east. Nobody's looking to the west. And so watch Russia. Watch them. Again, timing. See, I think they're all in on it, okay? It's timing, right? Again, our government did not go right into Syria. I mean, before ISIS shot up, okay? They wanted, when it first started, right? They wanted Obama to get the okay to go to Syria, but he wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. It was almost like wait a little longer. Okay, now let's go. It's timing. They all have their time. I think they're all timed together, because I think they're all in on it together. So I believe that they didn't make a move until now, because now is when China's going to do their thing with Iran. Then Russia's going to, you know what I mean? I think it was all, one couldn't start without the other, right? They had to synchronize what they're going to do. So now, and this is they called it an open-ended war. Okay, well, that's going to have our attention for a while. So, guys, I really think that. It could be wrong. Could be totally wrong. But I think let's keep while they're watching the East, let's watch the West. Let's all watch the West side, okay? And watch Russia while they're doing that. And just makes sense to me. Totally makes sense to me. But see, He went in now. And he really wasn't worried. I mean, he's playing, look, he's playing golf. He's doing all that stuff. And he's like, see, they're all in on it. I'm telling you. And it's timed. So now we're going to go in. So the others must be ready. The others must be ready now to do whatever they got to do. So I see it. So, but anyway, I know I'm forgetting something on that. I know I'm forgetting. Oh, my story where I started. I'm putting can openers in the refrigerator, so hang with me, okay? Hang with me. It's my nervous system. I've been stuttering a lot and swelling really bad. I thought I was having heart disease or heart thing or pulmonary. I didn't know. My legs have been swollen. My feet have been swollen. The computer's been down here. I couldn't come down steps. Horrible, horrible. I've been laying with my feet elevated up. Okay, today's the first day that I've had them down. Kind of scares me a little bit. So, but on this Facebook, my niece, or somebody had sent my daughter this posting of this exchange of these 5 terrorists, right? So, and it was really odd for her to repost it on her Facebook, so I'm like, she's getting something, my daughter. She's understanding something. Well, my niece, Kimberly, who's 4 years younger than me, but she's very liberal, very women's lib, although devout Christian, but I adore her, I adore her, but she's all got to be right, you know. And so on the reply on there was, yeah, but no, they've released some terrorist. I mean, he's released him here and there, trying to take up for him, right? And trying to you have to understand, she knows everything, and she really doesn't, right? So I had to go there. I had to do it. I had to do it. I did an MBJ. I did MBJ. That's what we call it, an MBJ, when I really get something. So I had to get in there and put in there all kinds of stuff. She was talking about Bin Laden. Oh, well, you know, look, he went in and got Bin Laden, and I go, and you really believe that? You really believe that? Really? Really? You're a smart woman. Shame on you. It was more. It was more. I said, Bin Laden's been dead for 10 years. 10 years. 10 years! You know? And so then I had to go into the whole Benghazi thing. I had to write a whole thing on the Benghazi thing and put it out there. Shut everybody up. I mean, I shut them all up. They were all going to, I typed a Pope thing. I mean, it's pretty long. I stuck it out there. Shut them all up. You know? I said, for those of you who don't know, here you go, okay? So, you know, this is what they do. This is what they do. You know, they don't know. They don't know. And like I told her, I go, well, you know, my thing would be for you to research the village that Bin Laden's complex was in. Like right next door, those witnesses, all those people gave witness testimony of really what happened, okay? Of what happened. And I said, what, the SEALs, did you watch the testimony and the transcripts, read the transcripts of the parents of those SEALs? Isn't it funny that the whole SEAL Team 6 is dead? I mean, within weeks of this, they were all, you know, most all of them were dead, then the rest got killed just a little bit later than that. In something that they were in a helicopter that this SEAL team should have never, ever been in, especially being sent on a mission, ever. I mean, there's a whole bunch to it, but I said, do you not listen to any of those parents, what happened? And the Bergdahl mom, how upset she, not the Bergdahl mom, but the men in Bergdahl's unit who were killed when they went out to find him because they thought he'd been taken, but then they, you know, they knew he didn't, he left on his own. Those men who lost their lives for nothing. You know, I said, you're going to have to come at me with a lot more than what you got on what you think, you know. I said, no. So I put all these things for him to do. I'm going to do that again, are they? So, again, really, they don't have a clue. Bottom line is, you have to love what God loves, and you have to hate what God hates. That's the way it is. It's just the way it is. You know? It truly is. Can't have it both ways. Can't have it both ways. Do you have a good heart? Absolutely. Do you love God? Absolutely. But you condone what God condemns. Can't do that. You know, we have to decrease while He increases. It's just the spirit. It's starve the flesh, feed the spirit. So, it's a shame. Some very smart, intellectual people have no clue. None. Because God has not removed their scales. I mean, they might be partially, but not all the way. So anyway, they don't dare ask now what's going on here. Don't dare ask now. Lots going on. Remember? Okay. I am, again, my poor little blog. I am the worst blogger. I know it. I know I am. I'm the worst blogger ever. I admit it. I admit it. But when I start doing something, then I'll start researching. You know, I like, well, if I can't remember something that I'm trying to, then I'll start looking it up. I'll be hours, 3 hours then reading something, whatever, you know. So then by the time I get back to get whatever I wanted to talk about, but I'm just trying to verify something, you know. I have all these partial drafts, right? Because of stuff I have to complete. But I have been literally falling asleep like this, sitting up. Just, it's that I'm exhausted. But this swelling of my my legs, my feet, oh, it's been bad. And I don't have that. Okay, my knee a little bit because I have arthritis, but I'm not a person. You know, I did when I had my back because of the pressure, you know, but this is something else. It's something else. So pray for me. Pray that whatever this is, that God will heal it. You know, I thought it was my gallbladder, you know, because I kept thinking, oh, I got heartburn. I'm like, oh no, that's my gallbladder, you know. It's been acting up. So I thought, oh man, it's my gallbladder. It's my gallbladder. I thought, oh my God, I'm having a gallbladder attack or something. I'm like, well, your feet don't swell when you're having a gallbladder attack. So it's not that. I've been eating just very light yogurt and some cottage cheese, and I'm afraid to eat. And maybe that accounts for all my weight gain, you know. And it's really like in my middle area, which is your heart. Okay, when you have swelling down there, it's pulmonary. So, or it's your heart. So something somewhere is not going right. Okay, and then you know when your stomach starts getting hard, that's your heart. And I'm like, oh, maybe that's also now I look like I'm 6 months pregnant. I'm like, I looks like I'm having a baby. But then one day it'll be totally gone. You know, you just think you feel so bloated. You know, you're just gonna pop. Then I think that's what it is. So pray for me. Pray for me. Please pray for me. Okay. So if one day you guys just don't hear from me at all, something happened. So, but anyway, on the blog, okay, I'm going to put some stuff about Rosh Hashanah, all right? About Rosh Hashanah, Feast of Tabernacles, Day of Atonement, where we're at now, what we're coming into, okay? Now, tonight, the 24th, right? The night of the 24th is the start, okay? Start of Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, Day of Trumpets, right? But actually, the moon was not spotted in time, okay? So technically, I will tell you this, really doesn't start till tomorrow night. Now, the world will celebrate it tonight. Israel celebrated tonight. Okay, but technically, that moon was not that the sighting of the new moon was a day late. So technically, it doesn't start till tomorrow night. Just saying. Remember that. So if it's a day and hour that no man, knows, or, people would look for him, on the day of trumpets, Rosh Hashanah. But if it doesn't really start till tomorrow night, okay, it might be pushed back, right? Just saying, just putting that out there, okay? That would be a day and hour nobody knows. Nobody would be expecting it. So it's little things like that, though. But really, that new moon was not spotted in time, okay? So, in my group, it has gotten so good, so good. God has, the spirit of everything He's just pouring out. He's just putting all the pieces together. He's just given everybody this wisdom, this sight, this just divine sight to see all that He's been teaching and putting it in order. And now He's just been releasing it. It's crazy. I mean, because this has been, since, I guess, September. Since September 2012. So, but it's just really good. And He told us that, okay, the Feast of Tabernacles, it really mimics the Passover, okay? They're parallel to each other, okay? So, I'll do another one. I have to get into that. I have to get into that. I had to go. Dog, somebody's upstairs, so I'll be back and I'll do another one and we'll talk about this. See you soon.